And here we go, guys. Eugen versus US Prestor John on Haroshire. In an US Prestor John in blue. With the 12 assess here, I think. Yes, 12 assess Hitlerjugend with Maverick. Against Eugen on the other side. With Second Blinde with Vanguard. So I'm pretty sure this will be an explosive game. With Second Blinde involved in here. Let's see how Eugen can make them work. But yes, this division never takes a break with the M8s and so on, so I'm pretty sure we are in here for a relatively quick one, as both sides want to be aggressive. Like, maximum 25 minutes, but I would guess faster. So let's see how this goes. And Eugen needs a win here. US Prestor John also needs a win here. Like, both need some points, basically, to stay away from the bottom of the division and also maybe keep the chance for the playoffs alive. As top of the division, Eugen, then now Karma, who's basically safe second place, I think, and then it's between the rest of the group. Duro SVK will not go down, but he also will not get into the playoffs, but Charles, Eugen, and US Prestor John all still have the chances here of making it to the playoffs. So this is rather interesting. M8s moving up. Voltageers as well. Sappers. Shermans coming up everywhere as well. Some Voltageers over here. And an M1 cannon in the south. Together with some flamers. Some M8s over here. $1311 for US Prestor John, who brings out a 2-star Panzer IV in the south, and then a couple of armored cars over here. But that's, wow, that's quite a lot actually for the southern flank. And actually, you're looking for the wrong side usually. If you're looking from this side, I messed that up. But in the northern flank, US Prestor John comes in with quite a bit, and there's little there for Eugen, other than the anti-tank gun, but it's on the wrong side. But here, on the other hand, looks like you might be able to overrun this whole center. Panzer Grenadiers don't have Panzerfaust. One single Panzer IV against 4 Shermans? I don't think so. So the US Prestor John invested heavily into the north. Some Voltageers tried to stop that, but I don't think that will happen. Second Panzer IV comes around, but you have to keep the first one alive to make use of that. And the M1 gun, I think, makes that hard to achieve. And there goes the Panzer IV. And with that, the center for US Prestor John here is in a lot of trouble. In a lot of trouble. So he has to kind of work around in the north now. Maybe even push in the south. Okay, he gets us 233s into the center. But now 4 Shermans with only still 1 Panzer IV that's not even on the front line yet. Will be rough. Will be rough, will be rough, will be rough. 231 here, engaging. But goes down as well to a Sherman. And this game, ooh, yeah, and 2 more Shermans coming up. I want to see a way out of this for US Prestor John. Maybe the Panzer IVs can push it, can get some nice shots out, but damage up against Shermans is not the best one. Like, sure, they have more overall they have higher numbers a bit. But Sherman has the better aim time, so it will get the first shot. So they have a bit more penetration chance than the Shermans have against them. That's what I meant with higher numbers. But yes, if you don't get the first shot, that doesn't really matter. Thanks, time to collision. Hello. 233. Coming around. Sherman's pushing in. Stone Pioneers coming up as well. $1311 for Mr. Eugen. M8 coming around, engages. And here we continue. 14-10 for Mr. Eugen. He keeps on pressing. But he doesn't push to a 59. I'm surprised that he doesn't push deeper. He could have he really gotten to the spawn here, I think. And now there's 4 Panzer IVs. And US Prestor John is pushing the pressure on to the north. 233 is all still alive. They should run away though. What? I said hello. Come on, man. What? Ah. Okay. Get your eyes waxed. Ears. Cleaned. Yeah. What? Okay. IGs coming around. 75mm. Panzerschreck. Battery Führer. Flammenwerfer gets engaged. Now I was a rude boy. That was rude of me. But yes, 14-10 here for Eugen. 231 goes down. Panzer Gradient. 59. He gets enough because there's only recon on Panzer Shreks. They don't hold the front line. Storm Pioneers on the way though. They pushed it already from there. Panzer IV. IG goes down though. And getting it back into this town is really hard. Getting back into this town is really, really hard. .233 over here. On the way. Can he maybe push back into this town? I don't think so. With the M1 guns. There's, how many Shermans is there in the center? 6? 6 Shermans in the center. 1 more in the north. 1 more in the south. 8 Shermans on the battlefield for Eugen here. Well, and the 233 rush over here is in a bit of a pickle, I think. The M1 gun should maybe move a bit further forward. Okay, the 233 survived their first engagement over here. And more M1 guns coming in. More M1 guns coming in. Okay, gets the Storm Pioneers out in time. Panzer IV still engaging. Not getting the kill though. And getting killed off here by pushing in M1 guns. And the M1 gun over here is also really dangerous. Okay, gets shot at. But the southern one might get the second kill. And this is really bad for US Prestor John, because that's all he has basically in the center. Is those Panzer IVs. Actually, I wouldn't mind Eugen now pressing the issue with all his Shermans. Especially, oh no, a second M1 gun. Oh no. Okay, one gun down here. Will not go down, but the pressure Eugen puts on in this game is really what you would expect out of a second plane there, but he also executes it pretty well. Controls his units everywhere. He has his eyes everywhere, not getting overrun in the north or anything. So really well played here by him. Gets the Panzer IV over here. Now I think the Shermans just can move in there and finish this off. Gets the southern flank for a second there. Panzer Shrek is dangerous. Some Storm Pioneers in the forest. Yeah, the forest you don't capture here with Voltigeurs, but you can pretty much ignore the forest if you get the Panzer Shrek. You can just move through here with your tanks. Some Panzer Grenadiers, HJ, but they all don't have Panzerfaust, so this is an issue. A lot of Panzer Shreks, but he didn't have any in the center at the beginning. And now only 1 Panzer IV remaining, and this is the end, guys. This is the end. This push will put him down, I think. M10 tank destroyer on the way. Flammenwerfer engaging. Spies engaging as well. And 16-8. 59? 59, 59, 59. Okay, Subpers engaging Panzer Yes, that will not go well for the Subpers on the basics, but when they're getting supported by so much firepower over here, oh my god. Ah, the second blinde in its element here with Eugen. US Prestor John is struggling. Before this match, his stats so far are 0 wins, 2 losses, 0 ties. But he has a map win against Duro SVK so far, so that's at least something. But they haven't played the second game. They might not be able to play the second game as well, because Duro sadly has to go for a work trip now. And US Prestor was not around last week, so... Hey, Gunmetal Stuck! How you doing? And now, thanks to you, I'm interested into Halo. 19.5. Those cutscenes looked really amazing. Yeah, finally saw you live when I was not streaming myself. M4 is over here engaging. 18-6 for Eugen, and US Prestor John surrenders. And this was a clean cut game here by Eugen. 700 kills more. That's the whole starting deployment killed off by US Prestor John, and absolutely fair here to surrender, I think. At that point, this game was pretty much hopeless. But that brings us to a fast game number 2. We'll be back with that in 3 minutes. We'll do it fast here. Try to get in there real quick. So stay with me, guys. Stay with me. You will see my face in 3 minutes once more. See you, Gunmetal Stuck. And yeah, have a good night of sleep. See you around, man. Oh boy! Thanks a lot, man. Thanks a lot for the 2 subscription gift. And it hits the right guy with Eugen there, and Sean is also a staple of this, so thanks a lot, Gunmetal. And yes, Eugen deserves, after that victory in game number 1, he absolutely deserved it. Much love, man. Much love. See ya. And we will go into game number 2 now. Let's see if Eugen can do it once more. This time, both are playing Maverick. Both are playing Armored Divisions. I'm really interested how this game will play out. Because we all know US Prestor John likes his third US Armored. And Eugen is playing Grouper Viborg, a division we haven't seen too often in the hands of other guys than Spamber T. So let's see if he can make it work like Spamber T can make it work. Also, Spamber T versus Seandor is still the only game remaining in Group B of this division, in Division 1. And it's really an important one, because if Seandor wins, he's in the playoffs. And if Amber T gets a tie or a win, he's in the playoffs. So we have to watch out for that. It will be played on tomorrow or Thursday. Really looking forward to cast that. So let's see how the M8s work out this time for US Prestor John, now that he has them in his arsenal. Strelkys and Stomovickies and Cherno's moving up, but there's an M8 already there. Strelky's going down. 2-star M8s don't really take prisoners, so you gotta unload there. When the off-map coming in, that's 105mm off-map. Don't know how good that off-map is, but it's off-map after all, so even bad off-map is still annoying to be hit by. And this is a good target ring here from US Prestor John. That's basically on everything. Let's see who wins. BA10 has the bit better penetration, but it gets the M8 gets the first shot. And I think it got the penetration with that. Yes, it did. And now the off-map comes in. And one gun gets the kill onto the SU-76. So good start here for US Prestor John. Good start for him. And off-map keeps on raining. Interesting match, guys. I'm really excited for this matchup. But US Prestor John, with his division that he... I think that's the most played division by him. 3rd US Armored. Pretty sure it is. And he's really a fan of them. And he's really good with them as well. They're one of the main reasons he's in Division 1. His play with them is pretty good, but Eugen is not a pushover either. So 14-10 it is so far for US Prestor John. So he kept Eugen get the flag back in the north, but he loses the flag in the center now to a half track, and his KV-1S is pushed back far. One M8 goes down though. BA-10 is trying its best to fire back. And KV-1S is helping out now as well, but the infantry all of Eugen is all in a bit of a pickle. Strelky DPs though, you don't want to push into them when they fire. They deal quite a bit of damage. KV-1S coming around. .82mm mortar fire coming in. Jumbo is on the board. And dealing with the Jumbos when you don't have IS-2s yet out is not the easiest thing to do for Viborg. Cis-3 really will not cut it here. Especially not when it gets bombed by P-51s. US Prestor John coming in here. Engineers around. 59 for Mr. Prestor. $59. KV-1S continues to roll in. M1 gun on the other side. 59. IL-2KR coming in. Trying to hunt that down. Should be able to. And gets a kill. KV-1S are pretty good. Pretty good in the matchup against Shermans. But not against Jumbos. So we have to be careful about that. Strelky DP's coming around. Ooh, off-map still hitting in here. Eugen's infantry really under pressure. He has to keep it at a... well, it doesn't really matter, actually. They're both Maverick. It's not like Eugen has a late game advantage. But obviously, 59 against you is always a bit annoying. KV-1S goes down. But so will the M1 gun, I think. No! Ooh, surviving with one man. That's unlucky here for Eugen. Chernos coming in. Well, it might go down to the mortar. Might go down to the mortar. One more KV-1S coming in. Mortar not really hitting. Strelky, don't know if they can really push forward here. It doesn't look like it. Okay. M1 gun goes down. Strelky DP versus a half-track. They got the kill with the PTRD. More half-tracks pushing in the south. Two more KV-1Ss coming in on the side of Eugen. One more Jumbo coming in though, and with the double Jumbo push in the south, Eugen might be under a lot of pressure here. Obviously, with Maverick, I'm pretty sure he keeps his IS-2s around for B-phase. So that will be 4 more minutes without an IS-2 on the board that these Jumbos can exploit. One more Sherman coming around as well. And if the Jumbo is the frontal, like, with the Jumbo taking the shots from the AT guns, the M1 and the M4 A1s can come around and help out with the fire support, and then you have a lot of DPS supported by a really tanky frontline. So always really annoying to deal with that. Saw it work multiple times already this season. KV-1S over here engaging. And it's 13-11. Channels coming in. Strelky DPs over here. Not engaging just yet. Engineers on the fire. And for the 2. Not engaging yet, but okay, we'll engage now. Or not? Okay. The half-track push is really annoying to deal with, and those only 10-point units, so gotta respect those. Well, these even only 5 points. But losing them doesn't really hurt you, Prestor John. Those US half-tracks can be really annoying. One of the cheapest, well, the cheapest unit that can keep your frontline and still is armored. Half-tracks in this game. Really more of a, like, in Normandy they were a really good tool for actually dealing damage. In SD2 it's more of a tool of just zoning and poking and getting intelligence by figuring out where the enemy and AT guns are and stuff like that. US Prestor John keeps the pressure high in the south. Loses one Sherman here though. One Sherman going down to an M42 over here, but there's 2 Jumbos are now both at the front line. But the first big boy arrives on the side of Eugen. First big boy coming into the town. Joseph Stalin 2 on the board. Half-track here annoying the KV-1S. Forcing it to turn around. Not really sure what it's trying to fire upon. Okay, fires upon the infantry. Interesting. Churchill around here now as well. But the infantry push of US Prestor John is scary. Backed up by the Jumbos. And on full range, the Stalin doesn't really have a chance of penetrating it frontally, so Jumbo is still a bad boy. Dealing with it still pretty hard. More Churchills coming in, more channels coming in. Some Automachiki camaraderie. Some Churchills. Jumbo engaging the Churchill down here. Should obviously go for the Jumbo. Churchill has to be careful on this range. He gets penetrated multiple times by now. On the way down. And IS-2 already has its transmission damaged. So it's down to a crawl. At least Eugene got the flex in the north back though, so it's only this flex fallen for him at the moment. That's putting him down to a 13-11. Both sides now having a lot of income. That's 3 Shermans per minute for US Prestor John, or Stalin plus infantry for Eugene, for example. First M15 hits the field, so the IL-2s have to be a bit more careful now. Those single ones shouldn't be able to shut them down. But as soon as the second one joins this one, IL-2s have to be careful. Real careful. M4A1 shouldn't fight against the KV-1S. KV-1S has the power to penetrate it, and the Sherman not really having the power to penetrate the KV-1S back. Though it gets the penetration here. So the KV-1S is actually pretty battered. Gets its turret stuck. Automachiki arriving. IS-2 and KV-1S pushing in the center. And that's an issue for 3rd Canadian, because they don't really have a unit that can penetrate IS-1s, IS-2s. IS-2s are really heavily armored, and there's really not something with super high penetration in 3rd US armored. Like, they have tools to penetrate Tigers and so on, like the M5 guns or the M10 tank destroyers or German 76s. But against IS-2s, those are just not enough. So you gotta get side shots against it, or pin it down and surrender or anything like that, but that isn't too easy. So I think that's for sure where Eugene could come back here. Even though, like, this is Division 1, so obviously US Prestor John is better at microing against IS-2s or finding solutions for them than people are in the lower divisions. He just doesn't have the perfect toolkit against them, so they can still do a lot of work here in this matchup. Like, if you would have Pak 43s or so, I would say these, at this moment where we are right now, IS-2s don't really make the difference, but as he doesn't have Pak 43s or any cluster bombers or anything like that, the game will be a bit harder for him. P-51 with multiple bombs though. 2 450kg bombs could do the job of pinning it, and over time even killing it. No, it doesn't get the pin, but it gets a bit of damage done, I think. Should have gotten a bit of damage done at least. IL-2 in danger. I think the IL-2 goes down. Good kill there by US Prestor John. Yes, gets it here. One more IS-2 though, and T-34 is coming in. So Eugene is down to the sledgehammer method now. Not like shoving as many IS-2s and IL-2s in there and just hammering onto him. But US Prestor John is holding out well so far. And the IL-2s have to be real careful here. Oh no, I got not going head-to-head with this one. Okay, he nearly got that one shut down. So that one shouldn't fly head-to-head. Okay, that's the P-51 gun. No? Oh, it gets the IL-2 to fall back, okay. Didn't expect that. Another M1 gun going down, and the IL-2 is still unscathed. M8 goes down. 13-11 for US Prestor John. He at least got half of the points out of Eugene by now, so that's good for him. AA coming in now. LA7 has to be careful. You don't want to re-engage there, LA7, I think. You could just run here. Could have just run. Gets the crit though. Okay, now it runs. First AA piece coming in for Eugene. Has 4 IS-2s in the south now on the board. I'm questioning this decision to invest them all in the south. I think diverting one into the north, because I don't know if IS-2 stack that well. I don't think they're a tank you really have to stack. But if you if you force the attention of IS-2s on every position on the board, like obviously against the division with a cluster bomber, you gotta keep them in range of your AA cover, so spreading them all over the board is not really possible. But as I said, against third US, I think spreading them all over the board and forcing him to give them attention everywhere without really being able to kill them off would be the better solution for the issue here. First Sherman going down. Next Sherman engaging another IS-2, and that shouldn't go well for the Sherman. Yes, next Sherman goes down. Strelky's arriving. Another off-map for from US Prestor John. Okay. IS-2 not firing back, and now the off-map? With the help of the off-map, maybe you can kill this one. More infantry arriving, but yeah, it's really, I think one IS-2 in the north could overrun the whole position here, so really questioning that decision by Eugen to ping in 4 in the south instead of, like, I'm fine with 3 in the south, and then 1 in the north, one up here, just rolling in there. Because even side shots, and one guns, even with side shots, they don't really kill you. You have 100 side armor, 115 penetration, like, maybe they penetrate you, but chances are they don't, and then you see them, and then you can react to them. So, if they don't penetrate with the first shot. And then move it up with some infantry, and easy pressure onto the north. I think Eugen reacts too heavily to the south, making it easy for US Prestor John to hit a lot of units with his off-map and so on. Other than the 2 Shermans lost, and the 1 M1 gun here, I think, the casualties he took from the IS-2s so far not too bad. So making them still a heavy investment into something that didn't deal too much damage. And he picks off quite a couple of other units like this KV-1S, whilst taking a bit of casualties from the IS-2s. So overall, still fair trades here, I think, for US Prestor John, especially as he is the guy up to a 1410. 14 minutes to go. And now the bombs rain down, and these were just too stacked. Oh my god, if Eugen loses both of these IS-2s at the same time, that would be absolutely devastating for him. This IS-2 shows side armor. Off-map coming in. Yes, I think Eugen made a big mistake here by not sending these guys into the north. And he can't afford another one. He can't afford another one. So he's stuck with his plan, and this plan is not working out right now. Another P-51 bomber coming in. And he nearly forced both IS-2s back, and that could be a double surrender here coming in. One is falling back, second one is falling back. He has now just rushed them, and this is devastating for Eugen. If he loses them, and I think he will lose them. Yes, first one goes down, gets penetrated by the M1 gun from the side shot. And the second one goes down as well. And that was just bad play from Eugen. I think really stacking them too heavily here in the south. Like one in the south, so super fine. Keep on the pressure on US Prestor John. But the 2 here I dig as well, but the 4th one in here, it was just too much. It was just him getting overwhelmed by the power of IS-2s and like, oh yeah, I could shove one more in there. I could shove one more in there. But that wasn't the right play. And US Prestor John is not someone who gets just overwhelmed by seeing IS-2s. Not falling on his back just that easily. So, well played there by him, getting 2 of these big boys killed. Putting a big dent into Eugen's forces. Obviously still 2 alive, but off-map here will stop that push once more. And it's only 12 minutes. 2/3 gone out of Eugen's points. And with so many 76s, he should be able to pick off these IS-2s as well. By somehow surrounding them or something. Off-map really doing a good job. KB1S over here gets picked off. This game is not going well for Eugen. Now with 76 coming in, Viewers Prestor John really setting up his force. Obviously he also had a lot of points to invest into right now. And now we are in the last minutes of heavy income is over now. So from now on, both sides can't really replace losses anymore. So the favor of Viewers Prestor John breaking that needs a lot of well-played plays, and IS-2s are not a unit you can make awesome plays with, because they're just too slow for that. Especially when both of your IS-2s on the front line right now have a transmission damaged. They have endless reload times. All of them makes them absolutely horrible play units. Like, they're great for just sledgehammering, but this was not the right position to sledgehammer. This was just too narrow. This is the position to sledgehammer. So really, questioning Eugen's decision here, and really well played by Prestor John, taking them serious, but not getting too overwhelmed by the issue of the IS-2s. Keeping the 13-11 up. Lost a couple planes lately, but should still do fine. Another bombing run onto this IS-2, and this IS-2 might actually, yes, now it's pretty battered. So one penetration might be enough to get it killed off. P-51 goes down for it, but that's totally fine if he gets the kill here. And he has the off-map on it. Even Strelky's going down now in transport. Not something you want to have happen as Eugen. And I wish I would have had these LA7s when I played Wyborg against 6 Airborne. By the way. LA7s are pretty good fighters by now. Oh, this IS-2 isn't... Ooh, oh, it gets stressed out by the M3. Off-map hitting, but it's not... Oh, and another surrender. And this is well played by Prestor. I think he's getting the victory here. That would be the first series he doesn't end up with a loss in. So that would be good. Especially against a direct opponent, because Eugen doesn't have a win on his record either. He has only one loss though, and 3 ties. This is his last series. Would leave him with 4 points instead of 6 that he would get if he would win here. But winning here now will become real hard. 2 IS-2s on the board for him. Wait, did he lose the other one over here as well? I think he lost the other one over here as well, yes. That one is down as well, so yes, 4 IS-2s lost in 23 minutes as Wyborg with Maverick. Really not, I think not what Eugen hoped for here. Absolutely not what he hoped for. Kills the Jumbo. But reload time on IS-2s is just so annoying to deal with. And here comes the fallback, and here might come the next surrender. Oh no, it's just a kill. It's just a direct kill. Prestor John found the solution for the IS-2 problem for him. And Eugen is going down, guys. And single IS-2 will not salvage this situation. They are good units, but they're not that good. Still a Jumbo alive. Still a couple of 76s. Bombers. And one gun goes down. And how to not... Yes, it should be both a tutorial of how to deal with heavy tanks and where not to put your heavy tanks. Like, yes. As I said, in this matchup, you can spread out your IS-2s. Like, sure, the bombers dual some damage to you, but stacking them makes you much more vulnerable than spreading them out. And the enemy, like, the amount of resources Prestor John had to get around for killing an IS-2 was impressive. But if you can use the same resources for the second IS-2 just as good, just after that, that's fine. But if you have to have these resources all over the map, it gets much harder. Because you only you needed much more resources than the cost of 1 ice 2. Like, sure, these things are expensive, but obviously 76s don't come for free either. And you needed more than 76s to deal with 1 ice 2. So, Eugen really screwing up here, I think. And US Prestor John playing a pretty clean game. 14-10 for him. And that should be the victory in this series. And 2 relatively quick games. The first one was really quick, second one still pretty quick. But obviously with two times Maverick, that's what you gotta expect. Half tracks moving onward. Chicky in this bad spot here. Should be killed off. Jumbo sitting around. 776 chilling out down here. And 3A1 coming around the corner. $59 for US Prestor John. And Eugen surrenders. Like, even the KD was not super clean in US Prestor John's favor here. Eugen still got a lot of kills, but he lost all his tools. Which I mean his sledgehammer in form of ice tools. Like, yes, that was not a good game by him. It was a really well played out game by US Prestor John there. So GTVP to him, getting a point on the scoreboard. Really well done there. Really well done. So that leads us into the next break, guys. And we will cast now a game that is also really pretty important. Both for Gearhead to not fall out of Division 3 if he gets a win. And for Crippling Depression to maybe get still into playoffs if he wins. So Crippling Depression versus Gearhead coming up next.